with Chief Meteorologist Holden LaCroix.
Well, I would say the heat is on, but it's been on for the past couple of days. Another day of record-breaking temperatures. Today sitting at 96 in Eugene, actually breaks the previous record of 93 that was set back in 2015. Roseburg sitting at 99. You folks actually were near 100 degrees yesterday, could likely surpass that this evening. And 102 down south, and that's unfortunate because we're tracking thunderstorms as well. We'll get into those details in a second, but man, take advantage of those pools. A lot of them are open now. Make sure you have that sunscreen. UV index is going to remain at 9 for today and tomorrow. But we could say goodbye to the 90s, a significant cool down heading into next week. Hopefully, maybe some mist drizzle chances to tame down these numbers. But if you're sitting by the pool, odds are you are going to need that allergy medicine as well. We're still sitting at 625 for the grass pollen, and that remains the prominent high pollen count across the region is grass. Now, take a look at the satellite. All is clear from the northern Cascades all the way out into the desert. But notice toward the south, all those little blips of red and green. Those are thunderstorms. In fact, crazy amounts of lightning over the Trinity Alps right now. This is in Northern California. In fact, you saw the sky cam down toward the Mount Shasta area. That's not just clouds. Those are outflow boundaries coming in from these thunderstorms, and we still are expecting another chance of that tomorrow evening. But notice, even Medford starting to see some of those pop-up isolated thunderstorms. We're going to be watching that closely because lightning, 102 degrees. You know what that means. That is fire start. So we're going to be watching that closely. And here's the reason we're starting to see that moisture down toward the south. We have high pressure locked over portions of the Intermountain West. A weak low pressure offshore, which is going to cool the temperatures down eventually, but kind of like a pulley system or a conveyor belt. You can see that moisture just getting dragged up out of the desert southwest. And thanks to the mountains right here of Northern California, it lifts, condenses, and produces those thunderstorms that we're seeing right now. Speaking of 90s, we are going to be staying in the 90s all the way through the course of the evening. Notice toward 5 o'clock, still sitting at 95 in Eugene. 7 o'clock at night, still sitting at 90 degrees. Here is as our pattern starts to shift. Tomorrow toward the coast, going to be cloudy and cool, and you can see that eventually leading to more thunderstorm chances out east. But high temperatures by the rest of the week are going to be cooling down significantly. Notice we're back down to 68 for a high on Friday. That's actually about 10 degrees below average. And it's not just the high temperatures, it's the low temperatures as well. Notice we are back into the 40s for both Saturday and Sunday morning. So taking a look at why we're seeing these changes, we got to look at the upper levels of the atmosphere. High pressure to the south leading to that warm air. Watch as this cool pocket of air starts to make its way in toward the rest of the week. And that is going to tame the temperatures down. For the Central Coast, 62 heading into Tuesday, but notice the high on Friday at about 58 degrees, 60s here to stay into the course of the weekend. Across the Umpqua, 92 on Tuesday, so still flirting with the 90s. 70s though, heading into this weekend. Notice Friday, 75 for Roseburg. Across the Cascades, 80s are replaced with 60s, and for the Willamette Valley, 87 on Tuesday. Notice 70s Wednesday, Thursday, 60s on Friday, and the weekend, 75 as opposed to those 90s. You're watching Oregon News Now at 4 on KZI 9 News.